Well, you're going to need your umbrella this morning. It's raining again in the state capital and in West Michigan and central. It's just a wet April. That's all there is to it. T.S. Eliot said April is the cruelest month, and now we know why. We get little hints of sunshine in the evening sometimes, and then wet, rain, and storms and all the rest. So buckle up. We'll get through it together. It's 19 minutes after the hour. Governor Snyder yesterday gave an address on proposing several changes to the education system. They include broader public school choice, an unlimited number of charter schools, and tying part of per-pupil aid to academic achievement. He wants bonus funding for districts where students reach curriculum standards and those that reduce certain costs. He also says that teacher tenure that's based on longevity is outdated. In other words, it seems like he wants to hold the teachers to be accountable for their jobs. Now, that will rile some people up, and it might rile up Ira Salters, the president of the Michigan Education Association. We'll find out next hour. But is he being tough on teachers, or is it just time for teachers to be more accountable? Should they, as Randy Richardville, the Senate Majority Leader, just suggested, pay a little bit more percentage of their benefits? Some teachers apparently pay zero, he said. Some pay over 20%. He'd like to put that number, it looks like, at the 20% line. Could save a lot of money. The governor also said he wanted this laundry list of education policy initiatives completed by July 4th. And apparently the crowd that gathered there chuckled and gasped. And then he quickly reminded them that, hey, he asked for the budget to be completed by May 31st, and lawmakers are rapidly meeting that target. So it's possible. These changes are going to get a lot of attention now, these potential changes. Can we get it done? He says the education system needs to be reshaped so that students are prepared to attend college or enter the workforce. And the percentage of Michigan students who graduate from high school ready for college is only 16%. 16%. We're in the bottom third in the nation in student proficiency, and less than half of our children are on a course to step into 21st century careers. This is very sobering. And so Nolan Finley in the Detroit News said that the Nerdmobile is actually a bulldozer, and he's plowing through the long-standing barricades to delivering a quality education to Michigan's children. He's got a business-like plan for finally fixing the schools. Governor Snyder will be joining us shortly. You can join us anytime at 888-900-9966, 888-900-9966. The way that Snyder intends to change those grim numbers is by concentrating on best practices and student growth. Schools and teachers that adopt best practices for running their schools and educating their children are going to be rewarded with more resources. Teachers who can coax a year's worth of growth out of children for the year they spend in the classroom are going to earn more money. Oh, and the schools and teachers who don't deliver, they're going to get the boot. It's the way business guys do things, says Nolan Finley. The bottom line here is making sure Michigan gets completely educated children for the considerable money it spends on schools. 888-900-9966 is the number to call if you're a teacher or an educator. You want to discuss this. 888-900-9966. Here's a little clip of the governor yesterday saying that tenure based on longevity is outdated.
They can start losing their tenure status. And after 2 years, if they show they're ineffective after 2 years, they can be replaced.
That's Governor Rick Snyder, who apparently joins us now on line one. Good morning, Governor.
Good morning, Michael Patrick.
I was shocked when I saw this statistic that shows such a weak percentage of Michigan students. 16% are ready for college when they graduate. That's like a kick in the stomach.
Well, that's a tragedy, and that's the thing that we need to be treating this like the crisis it is, and it really comes down to we need a system that's focused on student growth. We have a lot of good teachers out there. We have a lot of good administrators, but our system's broken, and we need to go jump on this and reinvent it.
So you're saying that the teachers that do the best job of teaching, as measured by test results, is that how it would work?
By student growth, actually student performance and their ability to succeed. We should really have a system that rewards that because there are a lot of teachers out there doing it already.
Mm-hmm. How do you measure that?
Again, that's where the State Board of Ed can come up with good plans to do that. It's being done in other states, Michael Patrick. So this is something that we're not truly unique on in terms of measuring student growth, but there are good metrics out there that people in the field will come up with and put in place, just like it's been done in other urban areas and other states.
You're also suggesting that teachers who don't perform don't belong. Is that fair to say?
It is. But to do it in a thoughtful way, where it is based on objective measurements, things like student growth, and give them an opportunity to correct those deficiencies. So it's not an overnight thing. For example, in teacher tenure, it talks about a 2-year period of a teacher being rated ineffective, with the school district having an option for a 3rd year. And if you think about those time frames and compare it to other professions you think about, there aren't many places where you get either 2 or 3 years to take corrective action and get on a positive path. So we really want to work with the teachers.
The story that I'm reading says that when you said you wanted some of these implemented by July 4th, some of these changes, that the crowd gasped and chuckled, and you reminded them, hey, let's go. Did that really happen?
Absolutely. Because the way I view it is this is a crisis. Just as a number of other areas in our state, we shouldn't be taking a normal business as is kind of attitude, or the attitude we've had over the past decade or so. We have to address these issues, and we need to be proactive about it, because we're talking about our children. We're talking about the kids. And when you say 16%, that's a tragedy, and we got to get to 100 as quickly as possible.
It seems to me, too, you want to create some competition between the schools. That's part of your reform, isn't it?
Well, it's to create, fair competition, and it's both in terms of opportunities for the students, where you have public schools and you have charter schools, but it's also in terms of our cost structures. So I talked about the opportunity for intermediate school districts to bid on services, non-instructional services in districts, but I also said the districts should be able to bid on providing the ISD services.
Governor, thank you very much for the chat this morning. I know you're hot-footing it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks. Take care.
Michigan Governor Rick Snyder says it's urgent. It's a crisis.